important for us to feel what is going on. And so I want to do a little morning meditation. I want to do a little dialogue after that around not finding solutions right now. I don't think the time for solutions is right now. There is going to be a time for solutions. I get that. Right now is the time for understanding. Right now is the time for connecting from your heart, not your head, to try and understand this. And I don't know if you're not black or of color. I don't know. Like, I know for me as a white privileged male, I have no freaking idea what it's like to drive down the street in my car and to get pulled over by a police officer and have a fear for my life, or if my children or my wife or my friends do, as a white privileged male. You don't hear me talking about stuff like this very often, but this is really touching me at a place that enough is enough already. It's 2020, and there are those among us that don't feel safe. There's those among us who feel scared, who are afraid, who are acting out of anger. There's racism in 2020. It's like it doesn't compute for me of how that could be when there's so much information and so much knowledge and so much possibility for us. There's a systemic issue and a problem, okay, in what's going on around the world. The anger, the fear is an effect of years and years and years of suppression, oppression, and the racism. What most people don't understand, right, is and some people refuse to acknowledge because of biases and generational racism and generational belief systems. Is if you go back in time, if you just go back in time from this generation to the last one, 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 we all came from the same DNA, right? And so we are, in fact, one. We are, in fact, part of the human race, one human race with different tribes and different, segments to our humanity. And so when we see this violence coming out, there's a group of peaceful protesters, people that are for peace, and then there's the fringes that are coming in, and disrupting what most of us want. 99.9% of us in the world want peace and integrity and love and care and kindness, and we want to be able to be united more than we want to be divided. And so, normally I'll pick a topic, a personal development topic that we'll choose on a Tuesday morning. How about the topic right now of just hearing the people that are feeling oppressed, feeling what they feel, right? Feeling what, they feel. So I want to do a short meditation to be able to just connect with the essence of who we are, the essence of humanity, the vibrational essence of love and peace and kindness and understanding and compassion and empathy, instead of the anger, the violence, the lashing out that is happening right now in our small towns and big cities around the world. So are you game for a short meditation just to connect? I want you to connect with your feelings, right? There's going to be a time for solutions, and there's going to be a time for us to be able to find our way out of this. But right now is the time to really hear, but not with your ears. You don't hear with your ears. You have to hear with your emotions. This isn't about intellectualizing. It's about feeling. And so, are you game for a little meditation, a little a little, raising all of our vibrations around love and kindness and compassion and understanding at the essence of who we are. The highest vibration that we could be in is love. That overrides anger and fear and resentment and oppression. And we have to stop the violence that's happening right now. In the absence of skill, we revert to the highest level of skill that we have, which is what I really want to say is we can train for skill. And we can train for feeling, and we can train to hear and see. And so this morning, I'm not going to give you any, magic antidote, except one that's been around for, 13.8 billion years, or 2.5 million years since humans have walked on Earth. And it's one of, go within. Let's all go within. And if you're into this, give me a little comment that this is happening. Share this if you like. I don't care if you share it or you don't. If you feel compelled to, that's great. But there's something, really within me that this is triggering, and we keep putting a fucking Band-Aid on the problem. And it just keeps coming back bigger and worse than ever before. And so we haven't addressed the systemic issue of what's causing this. And it's hundreds, if not thousands of years of tribes and cultures and people, forgetting that we are all one. So with that said, hey to all my friends, great to have you on. And let's just do this. Here's what I would encourage all of us to do for, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Just set aside our differences for 5 minutes. Just set aside our differences for 5 minutes, and let's connect to each other's sameness. Let's connect to each other's sameness. Forget the differences. Let's connect to each other's sameness, and let's connect to each other's hearts and souls. Okay? Take your ideas, your thoughts, your beliefs, set it aside for now. Come into your heart. If you just take a deep breath in from your nose, and what if you just, on the inhale, said to yourself and together as I breathe in love, I breathe out anger. I breathe in understanding. I breathe out oppression. I breathe in love. I breathe out racism. I breathe in love. I breathe out violence. I breathe in understanding. I breathe out ignorance. I breathe in love. I breathe out violence. And as you breathe in and out, I want you to connect to the essence, to the soul of what you really are. What every human being is, regardless of color, creed, race, age, gender. And feel that. Don't intellectualize it, feel it. What does it feel like to be one? What does it feel like to have love for another human being, to have love for yourself, to have respect for yourself is also having respect for another human being. each breath that we all take in is bringing into us a piece of each other, and each breath that we exhale is exhaling a piece of us. We are one. We are a collective soul. And the illusion is that we're separate. And that is just one of the grandest illusions of all time. But at the deepest level of nature, everything and everyone is one. I ask you to entertain the cries, the anger, the frustration that our brothers and sisters are feeling all over the world right now. It doesn't matter if you're black or white. It doesn't matter if your tan skin, it makes no difference the color of your skin. Do you feel and can you hear the cries that's causing what's happening to happen? We are seeing the effects, but can you understand the feeling that's causing this? Can you understand what another human being is feeling when they're not safe, when they're in a state of fear? Every human seeks to be loved. Every human seeks to be accepted. Every human seeks to thrive and fulfill their fullest potential without racism, without violence, without oppression. And that is every human's right. There are no exceptions to that. So with that, I invite you to a conversation. Do you believe, maybe we start off with, do you believe that it's possible for us to start with hearing and feeling what others are feeling? And do you believe that it's possible for us to collectively come up with solutions that aren't band-aids, but that have lasting meaning and lasting effects? Do you believe that? I mean, we have to start with a fundamental, do we believe that? And I'm not asking how hard is it going to be. I'm not asking for strategies or tactics or anything like that, but do you believe that's possible? See, I believe it's possible. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't believe it's possible. And so, how to will come a little bit later. But one of the things I invite all of you to do is, for today, see if you can enter somebody else's heart and experience of what is it that they are feeling and experiencing, okay, right now. Right? What are people feeling and experiencing right now? And it's only in that feeling that we'll be able to, use our head to figure out a way there. The cries are loud, but they've been here before, right? They've been here before. So if the cries are loud, what are we going to do to feel those cries? Right? What are we going to do to feel those cries and hear them so that we can act upon them intelligently, caring for others, lovingly, in a compassionate way? And so I'm in the question, and as I started off a little bit earlier, I know I'm a white privileged male. I get that. And I know that I can't fully understand where I started off earlier with, feeling what, for example, a young black man or an older black man feels like driving his or her car or coming out of a grocery store and having a police officer stop them. If you feel like you're going to die anytime that happens, something is wrong, right? Something is wrong. And so just see if you can feel that, okay? See if you can feel that today. And then from there, I think we are going to be able to unite. It's from the feeling and from really, hearing, not through you hear through your ears. You can hear sounds, but you listen with your emotions. And it's if we can listen with our emotions and really, really feel another human being, that's what I believe we have to start. All right, so today be in the question of how do I feel? What another human being is feeling, that's feeling, oppressed, where racism is part of their every single day life. And then we'll come up with a solution together. I'm going to invite my tribe, my followers, my friends, my contacts around the world to enter this dialogue at the deepest level I've ever entered it into. And so I'm going to step up my game first. So I'm going to step up my game, and I'm going to step up my level of awareness. I'm going to step up my level of understanding. I'm going to step up my level of knowledge. I'm going to step up my level of skill, and then I'm going to behave differently. I'm going to act differently. I'm going to do something differently now versus any other time in my life. So I invite you to the dialogue. I invite you to hear and listen and feel with your emotions right now. All right. So I don't have any solutions yet. I've reached out to a bunch of my friends to help me understand. I've been doing some reading for the last 24 hours to understand more. And I seek to understand first before I make any decision. But one thing I will do is I will act. Today is one of those days. I wrote a piece yesterday around power versus force and leadership. True leadership starts with leadership of self. And so I want to lead myself better, and I want to share whatever I'm learning and discovering with all of you. Let's operate from a state of love and care and kindness and compassion and empathy first, and then we can behave. We have to behave our way out of what we behaved our way into. All right, but it all starts with our heart and then our minds. All right, so have a great day. Thanks for joining me today, and I sincerely appreciate you. Bye-bye.